I have something to say. You need to hear this. The worst call in baseball, and Shohei paid the price. Hello everyone. Today we are diving into something that has the entire baseball world shaking. A crushing 13-run defeat. A catastrophic umpiring error. And one of the greatest legends in baseball history who could not stay silent. This is not just a game story. This is about the dark side of American baseball that nobody wants to talk about. Let's set the stage. The Dodgers were on the road. The atmosphere was electric. Shohei Ohtani, the man who has been rewriting the rulebook of what is humanly possible in this sport, stepped into the batter's box in a moment that could have changed everything. The pitch came in. Shohei held his swing. Any fan watching with their own eyes could see it clearly. The ball was outside. Way outside. The umpire punched him out. Strike 3. Called. Done. For a split second, the entire stadium went quiet. Even the home crowd knew something was wrong. Shohei turned slowly, looked at the zone, said nothing, and walked back to the dugout. No argument. No theatrics. Just silence. And somehow, that silence was louder than any argument he could have made. But the damage was done. That moment broke the inning. It broke the momentum. And from there, the Dodgers never recovered. By the final out, the scoreboard read 13 runs against them. One of the most brutal defeats of the season. On social media, it exploded immediately. Fans were pulling up the pitch tracking data, circling the location of the ball, screaming into the void. The numbers confirmed what everyone already knew. The pitch missed the zone by a significant margin. It was not even close. Let's go back. Let's understand exactly how this became possible. When Shohei Ohtani first arrived in Major League Baseball, people were skeptical. Not because he wasn't talented. Everyone could see the talent. But because what he was trying to do, pitch at an elite level and hit at an elite level in the same season, had been declared impossible. Not just difficult. Impossible. The conventional wisdom in baseball for over a century has been simple. You pick one. You either pitch or you hit. The demands of each role are so extreme, so physically and mentally consuming, that combining them at the highest level was considered a fantasy. Something you did in Little League. Something you left behind when the game got serious. Shohei Ohtani looked at a century of conventional wisdom and said, "Watch me." His first few seasons were a process. There were injuries. There were adjustments. There were moments where the skeptics felt justified. But then something shifted. The body got stronger. The mechanics got sharper. The mental approach got deeper. And then this season happened. This season, Shohei Ohtani didn't just prove the skeptics wrong. He made them look like they were watching a completely different sport. Let's talk about the pitching. Because the ERA alone doesn't tell the full story. When Shohei Ohtani takes the mound, hitters are not just facing velocity. They're facing a puzzle. A chess match disguised as a baseball game. His fastball sits comfortably in the upper 90s, the kind of heat that makes experienced hitters flinch. But the fastball is almost a distraction. Because what follows it, the sweeper, the splitter, the curveball, those are the weapons that are truly destroying lineups right now. What makes the 0.74 ERA so extraordinary is not just that he's getting outs. It's how he's getting outs. He's not overpowering hitters with one pitch. He's dismantling them with strategy. With sequencing. With an almost cruel level of pitch intelligence that you normally only see in veteran pitchers who have spent 15 years studying the craft. Shohei Ohtani is doing this in his prime years. While also hitting. The mental load alone should be crippling. Think about what a starting pitcher does the night before a start. They study hitter tendencies for hours. They map out an entire game plan, pitch by pitch, batter by batter. They go to sleep thinking about sequencing. They wake up thinking about sequencing. By the time first pitch arrives, their mind has already pitched the entire game once. Now imagine doing all of that, and also preparing to be your team's leadoff hitter. Also studying pitcher tendencies. Also preparing your swing mechanics. Also being ready to compete offensively from the very first pitch of the game. That is what Shohei Ohtani does on his pitching days. And his ERA is 0.74. Now let's talk about the other side. The hitting. The MVP conversation. Shohei Ohtani at the plate right now is a nightmare for every pitcher in the National League. His barrel rate is elite. His exit velocity is elite. His on-base percentage is elite. His home run total is climbing at a pace that is putting him in conversations with the greatest power hitters of this generation. But the MVP case for Ohtani is not just about the hitting numbers. It's about value. It's about what he brings to a lineup that no other player in baseball can bring. When Shohei Ohtani steps to the plate, something changes in the stadium. The energy shifts. The pitcher's body language changes. The infield shifts. The entire defensive strategy reorganizes itself around one man. That is value. That is impact that doesn't always show up cleanly in a stat line, and on top of that, he's a Dodger. The Los Angeles Dodgers are one of the best teams in baseball right now, and Ohtani's presence, both on the mound and in the lineup, is a massive reason why. When your pitcher is also your most dangerous hitter, you are simply not playing the same game as everyone else. You have an advantage that cannot be neutralized. You cannot pitch around him when he's the one pitching. The MVP voters are going to face a historic decision this fall. And the truth is, there is no framework for what they're being asked to evaluate. Because this has never happened before. Here's the thing about the Cy Young conversation. It almost feels too simple. ERA is the most fundamental pitching statistic in baseball. It measures one thing: how many runs are you allowing per 9 innings? It is the purest reflection of pitching effectiveness. And Shohei Ohtani's ERA is 0.74. His win-loss record is 6-2. His strikeout numbers are elite. His whip, walks, and hits per inning is at a level that would make any pure pitcher proud. He is, by every traditional and advanced metric, the best pitcher in the National League right now. And it isn't particularly close. The Cy Young Award has been given to pitchers with ERAs in the 2s and 3s. It has been given to pitchers who had one dominant stretch in a season. It has been given to pitchers who benefited from excellent run support and favorable scheduling. Shohei Ohtani is pitching at 0.74 while also being a legitimate MVP candidate as a hitter. If the Cy Young voters do not put him on their ballots this year, the award loses credibility. It is that simple. Here is the biggest picture question. The one that goes beyond this season, beyond these awards, beyond even Shohei Ohtani himself. What does this mean for baseball? Because what we are watching right now is not just a great player having a great season. What we are watching is the redefinition of what is possible in this sport. Every assumption, every rule of thumb, every piece of conventional wisdom about how baseball works at the highest level, all of it is being challenged by one man, wearing number 17, pitching and hitting in Los Angeles. Future generations of players are going to grow up watching Ohtani and thinking, I can do both. Young pitchers with hitting ability are going to stop being told to choose. Young hitters who love to pitch are going to stop being forced to pick a lane. The entire development pipeline of professional baseball is going to change because of what Shohei Ohtani is proving right now. There will be a before. And there will be an after. We are living in the after. Can Shohei Ohtani win both the MVP and the Cy Young in the same season? Here's the honest answer: he should. Not because of sentiment. Not because of the story. Not because of the marketing value or the global attention or the fact that he has made baseball relevant in countries that never cared about it before. Because of 0.74. Because of the home runs. Because of the first-inning sprints and the full-speed slides and the fist pumps and the moments that make even the greatest players who ever lived sit back and say, quietly, honestly, with genuine awe, I could never have done that. Shohei Ohtani is not just breaking baseball. He is rebuilding it. In his image.